Cooking!
Hi, I'm BJ. Welcome to Science Time, experimenting at home. Now today I'm in the kitchen and we can do lots of science experimenting in the kitchen. So I've just finished washing my hands. Now I'm all ready to start cooking. There's so much science you can do with cooking in the kitchen. Today we're going to look at how foods change when we cook them. With science of cooking, you can also look at what happens when you mix food together, but we'll look at that in another cooking episode. So, how does food change when we cook it? Well, let's do some experimenting to find out. When you do an experiment, you start by asking a question, having a bit of a think about what you think might happen, and then you do a test to find out. So, I'm cooking two of my favourite foods this morning, carrot and spaghetti pasta. Do you like eating carrot? What's your favourite vegetable that you like to eat? And what about pasta? Do you like eating the long, thin pasta like this? Or different shaped pastas? There's so much yummy food we can cook in the kitchen. So I've been cooking some here on the pot, and I've cooked them for different amounts of time. So here, I took these out earlier. These were cooking for about 4 minutes. These ones here have been cooking for 8 minutes. So I'm going to get them out of the boiling water. Now, whenever you're cooking in the kitchen, you always have to be very careful, especially around hot things. So I've got hot water here. So you'd always make sure a grown-up is here to help you get things out of the hot water. So we'll get the carrot and the spaghetti pasta. And then I can turn this off and I'll put it over here. So make sure you're very careful in the kitchen that you don't hurt yourself. Always have a grown-up with you, and even when there's a grown-up there, make sure you don't touch hot things. And I was also using a sharp knife to cut things up. I'll put that away now, because only grown-ups can touch sharp knives. Now, let's have a look at what happens to our pasta and our carrot after we've cooked it for different amounts of time. I've made a little chart here, and I'm going to hold it up like this so you can see it. I've got my picture of a carrot, and that's a picture of spaghetti pasta. So first let's look at the raw pasta and the uncooked carrot. What it looks like before we put it in the hot water. Now, when you're experimenting in the kitchen, you can use all of your senses. So we'll start with the carrot. We can look. We can feel. Feels quite hard. We can smell. It's got a little bit of a smell. And we can listen. Oh, did you hear that? It snapped. You can also taste. Tasting is one of the best things about doing science with cooking. I won't taste it now though, because I don't want to talk with my mouth full. But at home, you make sure you do lots of tasting. So this is what our carrot looks like and feels like after it's been cooking for 0 minutes. So it hasn't been cooking at all. This one here was cooking for 4 minutes. Let's have a feel. Ooh. It breaks really easily. Did you see that? And it feels quite soft. It doesn't have the same sound. It doesn't snap anymore. Ooh, it smells nice. I wonder what it tastes like. You can experiment at home with that. So I'll put this here. That was cooking for 4 minutes. Let's have a look at the one that was cooking for 8 minutes. Oh, it's very soft. I can snap it really easily. It feels soft. I can squeeze it like this and smells good as well. And you see the colour is quite different. It's not quite the same as the colour of the uncooked one. So when you're experimenting at home cooking vegetables, you can cook them for different amounts of time and discover how they change when they've been cooking for no minutes or 4 minutes or 8 minutes. You can do different timing at home. Now let's have a look at our spaghetti pasta. This is uncooked spaghetti pasta. So what's it feel like? Feels quite quite bendy like this, but it's quite hard. And it snaps when I break it. Did you hear that snap? It doesn't have any smell. I wonder what it tastes like. You can experiment at home. So I'm going to put this uncooked pasta right here where it says 0. Oh, it's rolling. Stay there. Now this one was cooking for 4 minutes. Let's investigate. It breaks quite easily. Did you see that? It breaks a lot easier, and it didn't snap when it broke. And it feels a little bit softer, but still a little bit hard in the middle. And how else does it look different? Do you see? It's a bit thicker. I'll move that around. It's a little bit thicker than the uncooked pasta. So in the water, it absorbed all that water and got a little bit thicker. Now let's have a look at the pasta that's been cooking for 8 minutes. It looks very different to the uncooked pasta. So the uncooked pasta was all straight, and this is all wobbly. And it feels really soft, and it breaks really easily. And we can make different shapes out of it. So at home, you can experiment with cooking foods for different amounts of time and investigate how they change the more you cook them. Now, different people like their food cooked for different amounts of time. You might like it cooked for 4 minutes or 8 minutes, and you can try with all different vegetables and different pastas and all different foods. But there's lots of different ways you can cook the food as well. You can boil it in the hot water like we did today, or you can fry it in a pan or cook it in the microwave. Do you have a microwave at home? You can even bake it in the oven. And different ways you cook foods makes them taste and feel and smell very different. So you can experiment with all those. So you can experiment with how long you cook food for, how you cook food, and you can also experiment with the temperature that you cook food. You can turn the oven or the stove up to high and have it at a high heat, or turn it down a bit to a medium heat, or turn it down to a low heat. And you can discover how the heat of how you cook the food makes it change in different ways. For a potato, for example, I wonder how a potato looks and smells and tastes if you cook it in boiling water or if you bake it in the oven. So you can cook food wet or dry. And how does that affect how the potato will smell and taste and feel? You've got lots of experimenting you can do at home, cooking vegetables and pasta and lots of great food. Maybe when your grown-up is cooking, they can take it off the heat halfway through cooking and you can investigate. What's it smell like? What's it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it look like? And then you can put it back in the oven or on the stove and discover what it's like at the end of the cooking. So much great experimenting you can do with cooking and discovering how things change when you cook them. So I'm going to put this over here now because it's fun to cook for people that you love. So today I'm cooking breakfast for my mum. So I'm going to get a frying pan because I'm going to fry her up an egg. That's her favourite thing to cook. And it's my favourite thing to eat. But I've already had my breakfast, so I'm going to cook an egg for my mum. So I've got some eggs here, and I'm also going to make some toast. I'll start with the toast. Now, how do you make toast? You put bread in the toaster. Have you ever made toast at home? Yes? Do you like eating toast? So I've got a toaster here. I'll put some bread in and I'll push it down. So let's have a look at the uncooked bread. It's been cooked, but now I haven't toasted it yet. Let's have a look. What does it feel like? Oh, it feels very soft. And it smells really nice. And I bet it tastes good as well. I really like bread, and there's lots of different breads you can get. You can get white bread or brown bread or wholemeal bread. I like eating all of them. I'm using white bread for our video today so we can see how it changes when we cook it. So I'll put that there. While the toast is cooking, let's get the egg ready. So here I've got an egg and I'm going to crack it into the bowl. Oh, have you ever cracked an egg? It's lots of fun. So there we go. I'll put that in the bin. Let's have a look at our uncooked egg. It's very runny and liquidy. Do you see that? And there's the yellow bit in the middle. Do you know what that's called? That's the yolk. And then there's all the clear bit around the sides. That's called the egg white. I wonder why they call it white. We'll discover, won't we? So we're going to fry it in the pan. But before we do, I'm going to put some butter in the pan. So here we go. And we'll put butter in. Oh, do you notice what's happening? The butter is turning from a hard solid into a runny liquid. It's melting. Oh, yum. So we'll let that go there. There we go. Now, lots of different things can melt. You can experiment with melting butter at home. You can melt it in a hot pan like this, but there's other ways you can melt butter. You just need to heat it up. You could put some butter in the sun. You can even put some butter in your warm hands. I'd put it in a little bag though, if you're going to hold it in your hands, so it doesn't make a mess. So our hands are really warm, but we can make them even warmer by rubbing them together. Can you do that? Rub them really fast, really fast. Do you feel them heating up? So you can try to melt butter at home, but you can discover other things that might melt as well. Maybe ice or even chocolate. So you can experiment with melting things at home. Oh, our toast is ready. So before I butter that, let's put our egg into the frying pan. Do you hear that sound? It's sizzling. You can see the runny, liquidy bit is starting to get hard and solid. So we'll let that cook and let's discover what happened to our bread. What's the difference between our uncooked and our toasted? The colour's different, isn't it? The toast has gone brown. It also feels different. The toast feels a lot drier. A lot of the water has come out of the bread as it was cooking in the toaster. And, oh, it smells different as well. Do you like the smell of toast? I do. So, let's get a plate and let's put some butter on our toast. Now, the butter, it starts hard and solid, but do you notice what's happened? It's starting to melt a little bit. It didn't melt as much as it did in the hot pan, but it's melting a little bit. So there we go. Now we'll get that ready and let's have a look at our egg. Oh, our egg still has a little bit of cooking to do. The white is starting to get hard, but the yolk is still very soft. Do you like a soft yolk or a hard yolk? There's lots of different ways of cooking our egg. You can fry it in a pan. You can even mix it together and scramble it. Do you like scrambled eggs? Or you can cook it in its shell and open it up and then you've got a boiled egg. They're really nice as well. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'll get things ready for my mum's breakfast. I'll get a knife and a fork. There we go. And I think that's almost ready. I'll get a spatula and, oh, can you hear it cooking? It sounds great, doesn't it? And my mum likes a soft yolk, so I think this is perfect. Here we go. So we'll carefully get it out and put it on the egg. Look at that! Here is our egg on toast, all ready for my mum's breakfast. Now, you have lots of fun experimenting with cooking at home, and I want to see your experiments. I want to see what you cook. I'll turn that down. There we go. And so you can take a video like I have today, or you can take a photo or draw a picture. You can post it online, or you can email us at Science Time and you can show me all your wonderful cooking in the kitchen. So I'm going to go take this to Mum. Come on.
Oh, that looks delicious, BJ. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, wonderful.
Now you have fun at home cooking for people that you love. And we'll see you next Science Time experimenting at home. Bye.
Bye.